What's up, everybody? It's your girl Cha Cha from the Money Mantra, and I'm back with another episode of Off the Charts. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I do focus on two things on this channel, and the first one is Forex education videos. So, if you want to learn how to become an independent and profitable trader within the foreign exchange market, I have a bunch of playlists dedicated to that type of content. And my second series, which I have also converted to a podcast, and you can find anywhere podcasts are streaming, it's called Off the Charts. And it's not so much as focused on trading strategies and trading terminologies as it is your mindset that it takes to become successful, not just in trading, but in anything that you want to do. So this is actually season 4 of Off the Charts. Season 1 and season 3, I did focus on some general questions like what is your relationship with money? How do you know unless you try? And things that were along that basis. In season 2 was actually a review of one of my favorite mindset and thought-provoking books called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. So this is actually going to be the second season where we're taking a deep dive into a book that I love. It's really helped me in my personal development. It's really helped me in my mindset development. And this book is called, you guys should be familiar with it by now, but it's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I think this is such an amazing book. It was originally published in 1937. And what the author did was he studied over 25,000 people over the course of 25 years to help him get an idea of how people become successful and how people become rich. And this is in a book called Think and Grow Rich, which I highly recommend that everybody obtain a copy of this book, listen to the audiobook online, go read it online, or get your hands on it wherever you can find it, especially if you have the intention to get more in alignment with the things that you want in life. I know sometimes we wonder, why is this person successful? Why is this person not successful? Why is this person rich? Why is this person not rich? Sorry, guys. It looks like something is on my lip, but I think it's just the light. But it really all comes down to the mindset. Like a person who obtains a goal, they obtain that goal because they set a goal and then they didn't stop until they reached that goal. Unless you are born into a trust fund or you hit the lottery, people don't just stumble into wealth, right? It's something that you have to be intentional about. It's something that you have to create. And you can all do this by using your mind to attract these things to you. So in the first chapter, which was called Desire, we talked about the three things that you really need to get yourself on the right track to be able to attract the things that you want. And these things are, you need to have a definiteness of purpose, you need to have a desire, and you just need to have persistence and to keep doing this particular thing until it's done. Now, that's what chapter 1, or the first principle out of the 13 principles that Napoleon Hill focuses on in this book, Think and Grow Rich. I have the beautiful black and gold unabridged version, which you can find on Amazon. And the second principle that he talks about in this book is called faith, right? And I think that all of the principles are extremely important, but that has to be one of the top principles. And that's probably why it's number 2, simply because if you don't have the faith that something is going to happen, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to try. Now, I don't remember where I read this, but it was a couple of years ago where I read that if your mind, I think this was on like Psychology Today or psychology.com, you can definitely look it up, but it said that if your mind doesn't think that something is important, one, you're not going to remember it, and two, if you don't 100% that you believe you can do something, your mind, like your brain, is not going to let you put all your energy into that thing because you've already established it before you've even started as something that's pointless or something that can't be done. So developing your faith is going to be like developing a muscle, but it is 100% worth it because if you set an intention and then that thing actually happens, it can only increase your faith, which will cause you to be more faithful and which will cause you to be more patient. Now, a smaller example of this, and probably something you don't think about every day, is let's just say you have the intention of going to the grocery store, right? Because you want to make tacos for dinner, right? So you've already created this image in your mind, right? You've created the desire in your mind, you've created the definiteness of purpose, and now you're going to persist to accomplish this thing. You're going to get dressed, right? You're going to get in your car if you're home, or you're going to find a way to the grocery store. You're going to be intentional about the ingredients that you're getting to make these tacos. And then you're going to come back home. You're going to cook your tacos, and you can see that you took that thought from just a concept that you had all the way to creation until you were actually physically able to have the tacos in your hand. Now, you had the first principle, which was desire, and you had the second principle, which is faith, or you would have never gotten up out of the bed to go, or you would have never left where you were to go to the grocery store if you did not believe that you were going to have those tacos at the end of it, right? At no point in this example did you say, "Oh, I'm not going to make it to the store. Oh, I might have a car accident on the way to the store." There was nothing preventing you from the time you had that thought to the time you achieved that thought and you turned it into something real because you had the faith that it was going to get complete. Now, having faith in something means that you aren't questioning the outcome because your desire for this outcome is so strong that you're going to get it. And you're only allowing your mind to be filled with the possibility of you achieving that goal and not outside of that goal. So back to the taco example, never did you think that, oh, I'm not going to eat these tacos tonight. Oh, like everything was like, I can taste these tacos. I want these tacos. So you got up and you went to get the things to make the tacos. You made your tacos. You were persistent and you were faithful and you completed that goal. Now, if you can do something as small as that when it comes to getting your groceries, you can do something even larger when it comes to achieving your goals. You have to be so focused and so obsessive, right, as this book says, with the outcome that you desire, that you're not going to stop until you get that thing. Now, back to the taco example. Let's just say that you were running low on gas on your way to the store, but you still want these tacos. You're not just going to turn around and go home. You're not going to stop in the middle. You're not going to get out and leave your car stranded because you don't have gas. You're going to get gas and you're going to persist in the direction that you were going. So let's just say in the taco example, you get to the destination, you get to your local grocery store, and you have to drive around a few times before you can find a park because maybe it's busy, maybe it's crowded, maybe there's a big holiday sale because, retail and grocery stores tend to be very crowded around holiday season. Are you going to turn around and go back home, or are you going to continue to circle the parking lot until you find a park so that you can reach your desired outcome, right? Now, again, it's the same exact thing when it comes to your riches. Are you going to stop because it's taking a little bit longer, or do you want that desired outcome so bad that you have the faith that it's going to be accomplished, that you're willing to endure any obstacles that may arise that's preventing you from getting to that goal, right? Now, when it comes to setting your intentions for material wealth, when it comes to setting your intentions for spiritual wealth, you want to improve your relationships, you have to already accept and believe that what you're desiring is already done. You have to know that without a doubt, with any obstacle that comes up, with any blockage, with any setback or delay that may happen, your desire, right, and your definiteness of purpose and your persistence is going to be stronger than anything standing in your way from achieving that goal. And this is really what chapter 2 of this book focuses on. I really love the stories and the anecdotes that Napoleon Hill tells throughout this story because they're very relatable, right? They're very short stories that kind of tie into whatever he's trying to drive home in that chapter. He also gives us a few activities that we can do to help us increase our faith, to help us increase our desire. And in this chapter, he actually focused on something called the self-confidence formula, right? So you can easily look up the self-confidence formula as well. Or if you do have that book, you can go to the chapter on faith and you'll find the self-confidence formula, which helps you to build your faith by programming your mind with a specific way to go about achieving the things that you want. And then the next video, we're actually going to talk about how you can improve your faith using the concept of auto-suggestion. Now, I've talked about this in several of my other videos, but since we're taking a deep dive into this book, until we're finished all the chapters, we're going to go chapter by chapter. I think it's important to really go in depth about what auto suggestion is. And just to introduce the topic, it pretty much says that if you can repetitiously tell yourself something over and over and over, and you can control the messages that you're allowing your mind to accept, you can essentially control the outcome of your life, right? You may have heard negative messages or programming to yourself for all of your life, maybe thinking you're not worthy to receive this type of money that you desire. Maybe you're not good enough. Maybe you don't have the talents or skills. But an amazing thing about being a human being and what separates us from the other animals in the animal kingdom is that you can accept or deny these thoughts and you can change your internal programming. So if you consistently tell yourself, I am rich, I do have the money I want, I have the money I want by this date, I have these talented skills, I am well respected, I have these outcomes. If you continuously tell yourself these things, your mind will start to accept and believe it. Because the cool thing about your subconscious mind is that it doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's fake. And because you have the amazing ability to control your mind and you can control the thoughts that are coming into your mind, the thoughts that you have literally dictate the actions that you do, right? If you wake up in a great mood and you just got a deposit in your account and you feel like you're going to have a great day, you're going to get up out the bed with a lot of energy, right? You're going to talk to people better. You're going to be nicer. You may spend a little bit more money. You may tip better simply because you woke up in a great mood. You felt like it was going to be a great day and you made it be a great day. Um, and vice versa. If you've ever woken up on the wrong side of the bed, right? Because no side is really the wrong side, it's all subjective. If you've ever woken up on the wrong side of the bed and then negative things continue to happen to you throughout the day, it was all simply based on your mindset. And the last gem I'll leave you guys with is that change literally takes a nanosecond, right? Change takes a nanosecond. The moment you decide definitively that you want something to happen, the universe is already working to make it happen. Now, the more that you can tell yourself this thought and the more that you can hear this thought and program it and believe it, it's going to happen even faster. And what the self-confidence formula encourages you to do is to come up with a definite, specific goal or amount of money that you want to make or achieve, is to come up with a definite timeline that you want to achieve this goal by, or a date that you want to make this money by. It asks you to say how you're going to obtain this thing. So let's just say you've been watching my trading videos and you say, I'm going to have $500 in my trading account by April 1st, 2023. And I'm going to do this by using patience and discipline in my trading, right? That's exactly what you want. It's how much money you want. It's when you want this thing to happen by, and it's what you're willing to do to achieve this result. Now, the most important piece of the self-confidence formula is to repeat this twice a day. You want to do it in the morning, and you also want to do it at night before you go to bed. So it should be the first thought on your mind in the morning, and it should be the last thought on your mind before you retire and go to sleep at night. So in this way, you're repetitiously getting the information that you need to program your mind with what you need to be programmed there to give you the results that you want. So that's all I have for now, rich friends. If this video was helpful, I would like for you to like it, right? Leave a comment and let me know what stood out to you. You can share it with somebody else who needs it. And also make sure that you do check out the Off the Charts podcast, which is on all podcast streaming services or wherever you listen to your podcast. I mean, you can find it by searching Off the Charts and then put Cha Cha, which is my name, right after it, and it should pop up. The first 3 episodes are up, which are on desire, faith, and auto suggestion. So if you want to be ahead of the game, I highly encourage you to go check out the podcast. If not, again, subscribe, and I will be posting the video for auto suggestion next week so that we can continue to work through the amazing book, Think and Grow Rich. So that's all, rich friends. Happy trading.